first class of the month, invert and stretch. In this class, we are going to be inverting, and our inversion is going to be headstand. But before starting this class, let me remind you that you might need a yoga block or anything that is similar to this form. Let's start talking by talking about the hands, because actually you can use different setups for the hand usage, okay? So the traditional hands in headstand is this. When we place our head on the mat and use these hands. But, so, this will be coming from my own journey. At the beginning of my journey, when I was working on headstand, I was, of course, starting with this one. I started with this one. But what was happening was I was falling down, forward, on my hands. And you know what? When your body is on this, pressing, your finger knuckles pressing each other, it is painful. And it is harder to get out of this form when you are falling down. So I started to experiment with different hands so that I can, be pain-free. So the second hand form that I was trying, because I didn't want to get away from that traditional form, because at first you sometimes think like, oh, like that is a rule, I cannot break it. Don't approach your practice, first of all, in that way. You can change things, you can adjust things. Please feel free, at least when you are with me. I am actually encouraging you to do that. Anyway, so just not to get so far away from that shape, I start to try this. So I was setting my hands in this way and I was trying. It was a little bit easy to get out because I have less fingers and you have these supports. But then again, I was falling down and these fingers are crushing each other and it was painful. So I started doing this. Just this. Which is like super fast to get out of from, right? It's just like, and you can even like do this, and when you fall down, you're falling down onto this. It's not painful at all. But again, these things work differently for everyone, so you can just try. Let me show you these hand shapes on the mat, okay? Please watch this part and then we'll start practicing this together, okay? Nice. So, first, the traditional one. Maybe I can come a little bit closer. Okay, so the traditional one is this. The elbows are underneath the shoulder tips. Setting this feels weird because I almost never do this anymore, but yeah. So the top of my head will be on the ground. You can focus more on your neck. So your neck should be long, right? It's like, You should feel your neck is going towards the sky. It's like, you know, straight, rather than focusing where is the top of your head. Nice. And then with this, I was getting into the headstand. Of course, I was falling down. I'm not going to show you because I know it's painful and it was hurting a lot. The second one that you can try is this. It's like, like this. So now you will have also a little bit more support here. And getting into the headstand like this, right? This is actually quite supportive compared to the other one. At least to me, it feels that way. Those little fingers, they're tiny, but they make a difference when you set them like this. It's interesting. So the third one, which is my favorite, which means it doesn't have to be your favorite. You can experiment and see what works for you. This. This. So now I will have that tiny but, you know, like heartwarming, welcoming little finger support. But at the same time, I will be less scared to fall down because I know that it will be less painful, actually pain-free. So this time, I am getting into a headstand like this. And I have a bonus form for you, which is the hands that I use in pincha. We will work on pincha and I will be talking about this specifically in details, but this. Okay, so I'm locking the thumbs and this. So this actually makes a position, the transition into the position, pretty accessible because this time we have the support that is coming through our palms and fingertips. We can use that pressing through the finger knuckles, grabbing through the fingertips action here when we use this. Again, please watch it. We will be practicing this all together. So this, it's like pincha arms. And from here, setting my head down and getting into the headstand, right? This is also a nice hand placement because especially if you are flowing, you can make your transition into pincha and then turn back into the headstand, you know, and then keep flowing. Okay, so these are the hands that you can play with, experiment, explore, and just see what works for your body. Now, let's go onto the mat and start warming up our body, and then it's going to be like super quick warm up, and then we'll play with the headstand. Okay, nice. So now I want you to first find your plank position, our dearest plank. Nice. From here, drop the elbows down and find your forearm plank. So even here, let's check in with our bodies. Elbows are underneath the shoulder tips. Nice. Draw up the lower belly. Squeeze the butt. Push the heels back. Feel that legs that are turning on. Use your finger knuckles to push, fingertips to grip. Nice. Just hold it here. Okay, let's count, because I know uncertainty makes positions harder to bear, right? Okay, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down, hip bones down, and inhale into your cobra position. Great job. Now, from here, bring your hands in a shape that you want to try first. So it might be the traditional hands. It might be traditional hands with those little fingers on the mat, or just palms pressing towards each other, united like we do in the prayer position. Okay? Whatever works for you. Or you can try the pincha arms that I showed at the end of the forms. Let's do this. Okay. Tuck the toes. Inhale. And exhale, find your forearm plank position. This time with this shape. Nice. Inhale. With exhalation, start walking your feet towards your elbows just a little bit. So now it's like you are in this downward facing dog variation, or we can say even a dolphin variation. Nice. Now from here, I want you to bring the top of your head on the mat and start again walking with your feet towards your chest, your face. Nice. Keep on walking, and hold it. Try to feel your hip bones over your shoulder tips here. We are not trying to get into a headstand, just hold it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk back. Slowly turn back into the forearm plank. Inhale here. With exhalation, drop the hip bones. And again, inhale into the cobra. Let's do this one more time. This time, maybe you want to use different forms with your hands. Again, explore. Nice. I'm going to, this time, do the traditional with the little fingers on the mat one. Okay. Tuck the toes. Inhale. With exhalation, first forearm plank. Inhale. With exhalation, start walking a little bit while sending the butt up. Inhale. Exhale. Place the top of your head on the mat again. Focus on the neck. And continue walking towards your elbows. Try to make it slow with control, and then find this place in which you feel like you're going to fall, but you're not falling. That's how it feels to have the hip bones over the shoulder tips. And then walk back into your forearm plank and inhale in your cobra position. Let's do this one more time so that we can try out one more style with our hands. Nice. Again, this time I'm going with the traditional one. So I'm reversing. Okay, so set your hands tuck your toes, and first forearm, and then dolphin, and then placing the head. Keep walking. Walk, walk, walk. Find that place that feels like you're going to fall down, but you're not falling. Keep it here. Keep it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk back into your forearm and rest in your cobra. Oh, great job. Now you can keep resting your body a little bit and catching your breath as you watch me, because I'm going to show you how you can use a yoga block or anything that is similar as like leverage under your foot, which is going to make a huge difference, you'll see. So first, please watch me, and then we'll try this all together. Okay, watching is pretty important. You are collecting that visual data that your brain is using while you are trying, okay? So try to take the time to watch these kind of transitions when you see them. Give your attention and try to just see, you know, like it's not like analyzing or anything, but your brain is working immensely and you use that data, even though you're not aware of, throughout this process. Nice. So I'm going to set the yoga block somewhere here. I don't know exactly where. So this is something that I will figure it out. Let's put it a little bit forward. And I'm going to do the same thing. Setting my hands, finding my forearm plank position first. Nice. And then finding my dolphin kind of position, placing my head on the mat, and now start walking, 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 walking. Placing my foot on the height that I have. And then pulling the other knee towards my chest. Just keeping it here for a while and try to find that sensation that we found before. It's like I'm going to fall down, but I'm not falling down, which means my hip bones are over my shoulder tips. And now I'm going to send the leg back, and as I send, especially the knee, the other foot is going to float. I am not trying to get into the straight-legged headstand at first. I'm trying to just find my balance here because this is easier to balance. You distribute the weight more equally into the space. You have this here, right leg, you have the back leg, and pulling the knee towards the chest helps you keep the core, the abdominals active. And then I can, step by step, work on getting into my straight-legged headstand. And then coming out of it as I got into it. I know it seems easy, but please remember that I have been practicing these for years now, and believe me, at first I was not looking like this. That's why I know how to play with the hands, as I told you. So don't feel discouraged. This is not going to happen right away. At least for most people, it does not. Just play with it. And again, approach your practice with curiosity instead of that ambition, you know, because if you're ambitious in a harmful way, you'll just leave your practice feeling discouraged and frustrated. But if you are approaching your practice with curiosity, you will leave your practice feeling inspired, motivated, and with a willingness to try it again, because every time you step on your mat, you are learning something new. And if you put your attention and your focus on the learning part of it, it will be a fun journey. If you put your focus on the success aspect of it, you probably will have a frustrating and not that joyful journey. Just saying. Again, this is also coming from experience. I did both, and now I almost always try my best, not almost always, always try my best to remind myself that this is a journey of learning, not a journey of succeeding. Anyways, okay, let me show the other part with the other leg. So we'll try this again together. I am deliberately not saying to you that you can use a wall, because I don't want you to use a wall, okay? That's why I didn't say set your mat towards the wall or anything like that. You should face the fear of falling down. You should fall down so that you'll learn falling down is not that scary. You will learn from all those falls, and falling is a part of this journey, right? So we should embrace this fact. Instead of using a wall now, please don't use, and try your best to overcome that fear of falling. Because if you overcome that fear of falling, you will be exploring more and more throughout this journey with more like an open mind and open heart. Nice. Okay, so let's try this hands now. It's the same thing. First forearm plank, then dolphin variation, setting my head and keep walking. This time other foot is on the mat. Two sides are always different. Pulling the knee towards my chest first and just keeping it here. Trying to send my hip bones up and a little bit forward until I find that sensation. That is, it feels like I'm going to fall down, but I am not falling down. And then I'm focusing on my knee rather than my foot, okay? So sending my knee. Nice. And then as I send the knee to the other direction, my other foot starts to float. I am not trying to straighten my legs right away, because that might cause me to fall down, especially at first, because I don't know how to be upside down yet. So instead, I'm trying to balance here by pulling the front knee towards my chest so that I can keep my core active. And then, even here, if I want to straighten my legs, I'm starting with the back leg, so still I can pull the front knee towards my chest. And then if I have the balance here, I will try to extend both. And then as I got in, I will be getting out. Whew, wow, shoulders are working. Nice. So now, are you ready to try this? Let's give this a try. Set your height. If this is higher, it will be easier. If this is lower, it will be more challenging. So you can set the height for yourself. Using books comes handy at this part, especially because you can set books like that, or maybe you can use 2 blocks, and then with time you will decrease, and finally, ta-da, nothing. Okay, but it's a journey. So let's set our prop and find our forearm plank. Nice, a strong forearm plank. The beginning point matters, and then send the butt up, walk a little bit forward, find your dolphin variation, and from here, place the top of your head on the mat, focus on the neck. The neck is long, press through your forearms. Nice. And now keep on walking, and bring your foot on the prop. And then from here, pull the other knee to the chest. Now, as you press through your forearms, we are using the arms actively, not only the head. Pull the knee towards your chest. Feel that lower abdominals especially. And now, send your butt up. Feel your hip bones. And from here, start sending the leg back. As you send the knee back, the other knee is coming towards the chest. Try to find your balance here. Try to find your balance here. And then slowly get out. Great job. Whatever you did, you are doing something, and that what matters, right? That is what matters. Today my English is not so good, right? Yeah, I'm aware of that, especially with the places of the words. Sometimes this happens. Like our practice. Some days we are just crushing every position. Some days we are, like, I tried, that's nice. We try. Okay, let's do the other side. Please, again, do not feel discouraged. This is a journey. This was not how I was looking at first. I have been practicing this for years. Please do not compare the beginning of your journey with my years in journey, okay? I am saying these because I'm hearing this kind of stuff, so it's just like, in advance. Great, also to rest a little bit more. Okay, let's find our forearm plank. Switch the side. You can again change your hands. Be brave about that. Play with it. You cannot know if you don't experiment. Nice. Forearm plank, and then dolphin variation, and then head is on the mat. Elbows are underneath shoulder tips. We are using the arms, pressing through the forearms. Keep on walking. Keep the legs bent. Nice. And then Foot comes on the prop that you are using. And now, pull the other knee towards the chest. Send the butt up. Try to find that place that you feel like you're going to fall down, but you're not falling down. Or maybe you fall down. It's okay, you should fall down to learn. And from here, focusing on the knee and send it back. Actually forward, but it feels like back here. And then pulling the other knee towards the chest. Nice. Do not try to get into the straight legs right away, but first keep it here. Try to find that sensation in your lower belly as you pull the knee towards your chest. Great. If you have the balance here, you can step by step work on to find your straight-legged headstand. And then as you get in, you can get out. Woo, 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 woo. Shoulders are burning. I know. Okay, you can just roll the shoulder tips. Open the chest a little bit. Maybe shake your arms. Great job. Great, 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 great job. So keep on working this. Keep working on this. What's wrong? I have no idea. Keep on working. Keep working on this. And again, this will take time. You should practice, 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 and again, practice. Find what works for you with your hands, with your prop. Maybe you don't like the idea of using something, then don't use. You don't have to, but it makes it accessible. And instead of focusing on doing the position, focus on understanding of the technique, understanding of what's going on within your body. If you focus on that, your journey will be progressing way faster, because it's like, it's like memorizing something and learning something. Memorizing is just short-lived, but the other thing is just it takes time to learn, but once you learn, it's just like this. So that's what we aim for here. Nice. That is all for this little tutorial here. I am asking you to try these things a couple of times, even after this class finishes, okay? So maybe replay the whole class and do everything with me, trying the hands, and then I showed you and I said, like, don't do this with me. So this time, because it's going to be your second round, you can do the whole class again with me. I wish you an amazing rest of your day. See you on the next one.